Welcome back to the Daily BS. I'm Doug Larson with the Barbell Shrugged Podcast. For more information on more Daily BS's, more common CrossFit questions, technique videos, and our Barbell Shrugged Podcast, you can go to barbellshrugged.com. Today's question for the Daily BS is, if you could only train 1 day per week, in this person's case, they just had a new baby, so congratulations for your new baby. What would you prioritize if you're going to train 1 day per week? This session would have to be done in 1 hour. As an example, would you just do a heavy squat session and then a quick 5-minute Metcon or something like that? Yeah, something like that. There's a lot of ways you could go about this. What I tend to do if I'm only able to train like once or twice a week is that I tend to do mostly strength and then intervals at the end. So I would do an A circuit where I did A1, A2, which means I would do some type of like squatting and pressing, maybe 5x5 front squats, and then 5x5 weighted push-ups. And then I would do a B circuit. Usually there's 3 things in the B circuit for me. And I do like weighted pull-ups, again, something along the lines of like 5x5, or maybe less sets if you just don't have that much time. I would do weighted pull-ups, and then usually I do some type of single leg work. I do like heavy barbell walking lunges, and then I usually do some type of core work, maybe like a full contact twist. So I'm doing those very quickly, alternating back and forth on the A circuit, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the B circuit. Doing everything heavy and kind of casually walking from one exercise to the next, keeping it semi-fast paced, but enough rest where you can still go heavy and still lift heavy enough to get stronger. So I usually do that, and that usually takes, we'll say, 30 minutes. And then usually I rest for about 5 minutes, and then I do some type of interval training. And for me, usually what I do is about a minute on and then 2 to 3 minutes off. So I do a minute airdyne sprint, or a 400-meter run on a track, or just around the building if we're here at the gym. Or I push a prowler and I go max effort for 30 seconds to a minute, and then usually I take off 2 to 3 minutes and I do it again. I usually do about 4 or 5 sets like that. Again, max effort. That's a great way to do it. If you're doing intervals, if you want a Metcon, you totally can go Metcon. Excuse me. There's no magic way to do it. There's no one way to do it. If you prefer to Metcon over doing intervals, that's okay. But I tend to prefer to do intervals if I'm pressed for time. So that's one way to do it. Like I said, many ways to do it. If you have more questions about training, kind of when you're pressed for time, or anything else to do with your training, you can always go to barbellshrugged.com, click the Ask a Question tab at the top of the page, and fill out that survey, and we can do a Daily BS on it in the future.